So then, Guy, what are your thoughts on this? Because it seems confusing, right, that you have all these Western countries who have declared Guaido as the legitimate president of Venezuela, yet, the UK has all of this Venezuelan gold. For them, obviously, it makes sense to hand this, I imagine, over to the likes of Guaido. But then does Guaido even have the means to be able to deal with having that gold used for the proper, to fulfill the legitimate needs of the Venezuelan people?
Yes, I mean, thank you for having me on the show again. And I mean, this is one of the big problems that Guaido has faced since he became the apparent interim president at the beginning of last year. When that happened in January of 2019, there was this flurry of diplomatic reaction, of recognition. So we have around 60 countries that recognize him, primarily European in the Northern Hemisphere. But the problem, of course, is that they've pretty much sort of overestimated their ability to be able to, force Maduro to one side. Over the course of the last year, Guaido has tried to win over the military, to try and sort of encourage more sort of humanitarian assistance and to basically try and sort of translate his diplomatic recognition into something more meaningful and substantial. That hasn't happened, and certainly by the beginning of this year, there was a sense of disillusionment amongst many in Venezuela. Public opinion was showing that, whereas there had been sort of some interest in Guaido, or at least someone as an alternative to Maduro, there was a sense that Guaido is not really the man for them.
So then, and how do you feel then about a country like the UK essentially just, I wouldn't say the word is interfering, but deciding who is the leader and then deciding who should get Venezuelan property, really, such as gold?
So obviously the legal judgment was based on a very sort of legalistic interpretation in which they said that, because the UK had recognized Guaido, they were going to deal with him rather than with Maduro. And this is one of the big problems that Venezuela faces today, that politically, authority seems to be split between these two individuals.